I'm back. So, hello once again. Listen, I'll be here for a while. There's quite a lot of these to cover. Okay. So, we're gonna be working on that until we're done. Or until God says to stop. Okay? So, we are working currently on America's classified plans declassified. We had NATO and Mexico to come out together. We've covered those finally. Today we're going to work on Sweden. These were the underlying. So we had Sweden, France, and Lydenburg was hiding suspiciously behind France. So I look forward to getting to those ones to see what was that all about. But today we're working on Sweden. So when it comes to this mixture, what does God want us to know about Sweden? Okay? So, Most High, what do you want us to know about Sweden as far as this combination goes? Sweden. NATO took almost 5 hours to cover. NATO alone. What do you want us to know about Sweden, please? Okay, that's it. So let's pull these messages. America's sinister plans revealed. NATO and Mexico. We have Sweden, France, and Lydenburg. Let's see how they all play into this combination. Let me tell y'all something. Even if there's only one person who is here who want to know this information, I'm here for that one person. Okay? So if you're here and you don't really want to know this information, you don't need to be here. And if you're here trying to make trouble, I got something for you. I forgot to pray before I started. Dear Lord, please block anybody that's trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your people. Right. It is a matter of life and death. It's a matter of slavery and freedom. It's a matter of oppression and liberation. It's a matter of heaven and hell on earth. Okay. Okay, so as far as Sweden is concerned, we've got a tidy house, clarity and organization. That's the subject of this part of their message. Clarity and organization. Let's see. Identifying the good guys and the bad guys. Okay, whoo, Lord of mercy. So we got moving out of stagnation, and it was in the reverse. So Sweden is stuck. Sweden can't move out of no stagnation. Alright. The underlying issue, we've got initiation of the disowned self. Transmuting pain. Completion. And we have new beginnings. Luck and right timing. Getting back to integrity. The right use of power. Yeah. So Sweden is stuck. Why? Because they basically disowned their self. They disconnected from their own self and connected themselves to that which doesn't serve them. Now we got transmuting the pain, fool's embrace. Yeah, they embrace the fucking fool. So when that ends, then they can start over. It'll be the right time. They need to get back to integrity and use their power correctly. So Sweden wasn't using their power correctly, and because of that, they're now stuck. Okay, they chose to come into alliance with fools. Yeah, so now they're stuck. And this is what's gonna happen to Mexico, because God warned Mexico yesterday, and if they don't hear and make those changes, then they're gonna be stuck. So, excuse me, Sweden is in a bit of a pickle right now. Okay, let's see the next message. But it's because they made wrong turns. They made friends with the wrong people. They made wrong decisions. And now they're basically paying the karma, suffering the consequences. And when that's over, hopefully they'll start to use their power correctly. Okay? So what I'm getting here is like making a deal with the devil. Listen, when deals are made with the devil, it's never, ever, 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 ever going to go in your favor. You people don't even understand the concept of devil. Listen, nobody is the devil's friend. Anybody can get fucked. Okay? There is no honesty. There is no honor when you're dealing with the devil or devil energy. There's no devil out there that's honorable. Those two things, they don't go together. So if you know that you're in bed with the devil or you're making deals with the devil, just know that the devil has every intention to make you lose. Everything that you've managed to accumulate, expect it to turn to ash, expect it to turn to dust, expect it to come to naught when it's all said and done. So enjoy it for the time while you have it, because soon you will not have it anymore. That's the trick of the devil. The devil is a liar. The devil don't like anybody. The devil don't have good intentions for anybody. The devil is a selfish energy. It's just that it delivers quickly. So people think that they're choosing the winning formula when they choose to rock with the devil energy, because they get what they want quickly. It's a trick though. You gonna just as well lose that thing or that person, and then you'll be back at zero. You have to start over and do it correctly this time to keep it, to earn it and to keep it, or to earn them and to keep them. Anything gained through devil energy is not going to last. There is a natural self-destructing kind of mechanism that goes on when it comes to devil energy. It's only natural. That's what devil energy is. God energy is building, devil energy is destroying. So Sweden is at that point of their association with the devil energy where they realize So unfortunately, they didn't get the message to turn around, or maybe they got it and they ignored it. So they saw the journey straight through, and now they're reaping the rewards of that association, which is to be stuck, which is to be at a loss, which is to be pushed back down to zero and have to basically start over again and hopefully build properly this time. Do it the right way this time. So I don't know if they learned their lesson, but in case y'all didn't know what was going on in Sweden, that's what's happening. Okay? You've come to the point of basically self-destruction, because that's the trajectory that anybody who make a deal with the devil is on. Self-destruction. It will take you making different choices for you to avoid the self-destruction. Okay? To avoid the level of damage that you're headed towards. You will not be able to avoid all of it, but if you choose to start to make the right decisions in the middle of your association with this devil energy, you're gonna get a fight, you're gonna lose some things, you're gonna lose some people, some things are gonna shift in your life, but it will all be for your benefit. It may hurt you, yes, but generally it'll be for your benefit. Okay? So there's always time to get out of these contracts with these devils. We just have to make different decisions and be willing to lose. We have to, the same way we were willing to sacrifice something or someone to get into this deal with this devil, is the same way you have to be willing to sacrifice whatever so that you can get out of it. You cannot get into contracts with the devil energy, and I can hear somebody trying to stop me. Listen, somebody needs to hear this. So please shut the fuck up. Okay? As I was saying, you cannot get into deals with this devil energy. See, now I lost my train of thought. Hold on. So you have to give something to make the deal. If you want to get out the deal, you have to be willing to let go of. Oh yes, you cannot get into these contracts with the devil energy, accumulate all these things like wealth, or if it was a husband or a wife or children or whatever you accumulated, and then you no longer want to be in that contract with the devil energy and still get to keep everything. It's unheard of. Do you understand? So if you made a deal with these negative energies, you got what you asked for, you see things start not working out how you want it to, you want to get out of this deal, you must be willing to let go of some of the things or people you have joined with, okay, as a result of this deal with the negative energy. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. You don't get to divorce yourself from the devil and keep everything that you earned or gained during your association with the devil energy. Because to me, devil is an energy. It's not really a person. We all have devil energy. It's just some of us choose to use it more than others. I don't think there's a physical devil. Let me just make that clear. So, whatever you get using that devil energy, when you don't want to be in that energy anymore, you have to let go of something or some things or some people. You cannot take everything with you into the light. Okay? That's the sacrifice. That's the punishment. There's a price to pay. Okay? And once you're willing to let go of these things or people, or practices, status, mindsets, whatever, then you'll be fine. But if you're so attached to these things, then you'll be tempted to stay with the devil energy whilst you are continuously self-destructing. Okay? Because if your conscience isn't clear, it affects your health, it affects your mood, it affects your relationships, it affects your choices, it affects your future, it affects your destiny, it definitely affects your faith. So in order for you to create good energy for yourself going forward, you have to be in good energy. If you manifest in bad energy, you will reap in bad energy. That's just how the law goes. That's the rules. That's the divine rules. And I know this is about Sweden right now, but if you're smart, you will recognize how that message can apply to everybody, everywhere, who is in contact with devil energy to the point where you're making contracts or considering making contracts with devil energies. Okay? It never ends well. A guilty conscience is a killer. It makes it hard for a person to live with themselves. So it don't matter where you go, it don't matter who you're around, torment will be your portion all day, every day, all night, every night. You know what Bob Marley say? You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running away, but you can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself. You have to live with it. And that's what destroys a person. If they cannot find a way to bring peace to themselves again. It's destructive. Self-destruction. So, whoo, see that? Misled. What's that? Create anger. So yeah, misled. That's the subject of this part of Sweden's message. Took the wrong turn, made the wrong alliances, made the wrong choices. Okay. You're running away. Let's check the energy of this card before we look into it. Okay. So we got, it's an act of rebellion against the system. Alright. But which system though? That's the question. So the underlying issue, create fear, establish more control, influencing politics, and influencing the social lives, blackmail, influencing division. You see that? So they stuck like chalk. Stuck like. So they tried to get out of their deal with the devil energies. Sweden tried to make it right, but as will happen with everyone or every government who try to get out of these negative energies, they will fight you. They will challenge you. They will try to punish you. But your job is to go through the fire. Why? You already did it. So if you want to get out, you have to pay the price. What's the price? All this trouble that is going to come your way, you have to go through it and still hold on to you rebelling against that system. You cannot allow them creating fear and them influencing division and blackmailing you to cause you to change your mind from wanting to do the right thing. You're gonna have to decide you want to do the right thing. They're going to attack you like fuck. You're gonna have to decide to still, in spite of, choose to continue to go towards doing the right thing to win. That's how you win. If you allow their fear and all their bullying and their intimidation, and when they delete your people, if you allow any of that to make you turn around, you lose. You already made the sacrifice to get into deals with them. You're gonna have to sacrifice something. There's things and people, places that you're gonna have to let go in order for you to get your freedom back, in order for you to get your integrity back, your dignity back, your self-respect back. You sold all of that. When you got into these bad deals, you basically sold your soul. Now, if you want to get your soul back, you have to pay another price to get it back. It's like somebody running out of money and they have to pawn their jewelry. You go to the pawn shop, you pawn your jewelry, they give you little or nothing for it, and then things get good with you again. You want it back because some kind of family heirloom or something that's very important to you. So you go and buy it back and they charge you 2 arm and 2 leg and 2 head for it. That's how working with the devil energy goes. To get it back, there's a huge price you have to pay. And as long as you're willing to pay the price, you will get your freedom back. You will get your soul back. You will claim back authority over yourself, authority over your destiny. It will come back, but you have to go through the fucking fire. And the fire often make people want to give up. People who have no faith, they cannot withstand the fire. So you need God. Sweden. And anybody else who's trying to get out of any devil contract. You have to go through the fire. You have to go through the challenges. You have to suffer some loss. They're not just going to let you go just like that. They're going to try their best to hurt you in an effort to convince you to get back into the contract, to deter you from going towards your self-authority. They want to own everybody and control everybody. Okay? That's just how it goes. Yeah. So we got boost sales and income, create disappointment when it comes to rebelling, to include God worship. Yeah, so if you want to go back to having authority over yourself, or allowing God to be the controller in your life again, however you want to look at it, you have to go through it. Rebelling for better treatment, you have to go through it. You can't avoid it. God won't save you from it either. This is gonna have to be a test of your faith. Like, are you really sure you don't want to be living that way anymore? Are you really sure you don't want to go in that direction anymore? Prove it by being steadfast. Prove it by staying on course no matter what they throw at you, what they do at you, what you lose, who you lose, any of that. Okay? So you're going to have to prove yourself so you can get out of these devil contracts. You're going to have to stand firm in the fucking fire. Right? Give me one moment. Okay. Let's get the next message. see my friends become my enemies. I stay far, no link, no part. I know dirty heart can't sweep with broom. They are like the trees we can't bloom. They shall slowly fade away. I know dirty heart can't wash with soap. And there is no bad mind antidote. They shall slowly fade away. concerning Sweden. Okay, so we got protection. This is the subject of this part of the discussion. Protection. Mm. So we got child protective services. It was kind of sideways. Let's check the energy. Okay, so it's meant to be upright. And this one, adultery or infidelity. Okay, so that's in the reverse. All right. So child protective services, and we got adultery or infidelity in the reverse. The underlying issue is generational blessing. That will be your inheritance. So, yeah, because you didn't know any better. Your children. When you were making these choices, you were young in the mind. You were open to trying out stuff. You thought that it was cool to get involved in these things because that's how it was sold to you. And you know, a lot of the times you see adults, it doesn't mean that they're adults. Okay? So it's like the adultery or infidelity card is coming out like you aren't really fully developed yet mentally. And as I do these readings for these different countries, I don't know if I'm talking, I feel like I'm talking loud. But as I do these readings, getting the lowdown on all of this, the stories that keep coming out is the same. Your minds were underdeveloped. You were new to the world, new to politics, new to all these things. You thought it was cool. You got involved in all this dark stuff. It was good at first, but now you're realizing the error of your ways and you're wanting to change it. Okay? Unfortunately for you, we weren't able to get to you on time to tell you to turn around. But most times when we do get to y'all on time to tell y'all to turn around, you don't fucking listen to me anyway. So you'll probably end up right where you are anyway. Okay? Yeah, it was an illness. We got guide them, don't control them. So whoever you people were learning from, whoever you allowed to be your influences, they're the ones who misguide you. They misled you. Okay? So you were misled by your elders and you were misled by these people that you chose to work with. These people you chose to make deals with. Devil energy never has your best interest at heart. Just remember that. Okay? So there's going to have to be a physical fight for the custody of you. So now you're trying to return to yourself, return to your God. They're not going to just let you go. That's what this is saying. You're going to need to be protected. And part of your protection is making sure that you do not turn around and go back to the bullshit. Because if you do, when you try to make your escape the second time, they're going to come even harder because they already believe that you're easy to conquer. When you have a bully, it's wise to deal with your bully one time. Don't allow the bully to believe that you're some kind of punk. Because if you do, that's going to stick in their mind and they're going to bring all that they got. But if a bully deal with you in an unfair way, and you check that motherfucker one time, quick time, he or she is gonna think twice and three times before they try it with you again. That's how this works. Okay? So when you turn your back on these people and you try to leave the nonsense behind, do not return, or you're gonna turn into a pillar of salt. Leave them in the past. Addict, missing you. Oh, faith. Divorce, apologize. Yeah. So be addicted to your faith. You're missing your faith. You're missing your innocence. That's what's happening. You're missing your innocence. You're missing when things were simple, straightforward. You didn't have to look over your shoulders. You were not surrounded by hate and mistrust. Or is it distrust? I think it's distrust. But there's too much lack of trust around you right now, and you're not liking that. So now you want to return to simpler times. Okay? So that's what's happening there. So that is saying when you divorce or you let go of these people, probably NATO and them you were in cahoots with, when you let go of them, don't be rude about it. Do not light any fires. Okay? It's just, yeah, we're done here and go. They're going to strike out against you. Your role now is to play defense, not offense. 99.9% of the time, it's not your role to play offense. You will know when you should play offense. Okay? Your job is to stay on track, finding your faith again, finding your innocence again, clearing up your energy again, right? From these in-laws. they're calling these people you were in cahoots with your in-laws. Well, that's the best description from the cards in the deck, so yeah. But we know this is a business reading, political reading, so it's not your actual in-laws. It has nothing to do with your actual family. Okay? So God is saying you're going to be protected, but you're going to have to stay on track. You can't turn around and go back. You cannot allow your fear to take over you. You have to allow your faith to be the dominant force in your life. Sweden. And this goes for Mexico too. Anybody at all that connected to devil energies and now you want to disconnect yourself from them, this is how you do it. When you say you want to walk away, you need to walk away for real. They're going to bark at you. They're going to bite you. Some of the time they're going to catch you. They're going to hurt you. You still have to keep going where you're going. Right? Let your I'm done really be I'm done. Regardless to what you do, I'm done. Period. And God will show you why it deserves to be magnified and glorified. But you have to first prove yourself to God that you are going in that direction, and that's that. Once you play your part, then God will step in and play its part. But it starts with dedication from you, Sweden. No half stepping. So when I do my next What's Good political reading, hopefully it'll be your country that come up, and we'll hear that you're actually making moves to stay on the right track now. It's time for healing. It's time for rest. It's time for a clear mind, clear conscience. It's time to get back on the right course. Yeah, man, these elders, I don't know what these elders were into, boy. But the thing is, I feel like universally the rules were different in their time. See, being sneaky worked in their time. it was okay in their time because some kind of energy that covered the earth, it made it easy for them to get away with it, right? But now they passed it down to this to you guys, and the people that you have to deal with in this time, this era, we are going through an awakening. So when it comes to our morals, our principles, us deciding we want to stand up for ourselves and make sure that we get the best out of life and all these things, we are more conscious of these things, and we are not really gonna take shit just like that. You know, there are quite a few of us who are not just gonna take anything. There are quite a few of us who are willing to speak the truth out loud, which may not be in the best interest of our governments or whatever. But I mean, if you do the crime, then I should be able to talk about it. If you didn't do it, then I couldn't. If I say it, it would be a lie. But if it's the truth, then it's not my problem. That's your problem. You did it. So now I get to talk about it. And now you're embarrassed that I'm talking about it. You don't want nobody to know. But you already did it. And it affected we the people. Obviously, we're not gonna like that. And some of us are bold enough to get up and say that shit out loud. It makes you look bad in front of your friends. It makes you look bad in front of your children, especially. Because a lot of y'all, your children don't know who you truly are. You see it? So now that you guys realize how making this life choice is affecting you, you realize, nah. This ain't my life. This is not what I wanted. I want to give this gift back. Hey. Can I make a different choice, please? And God is like, yes, you can. But it's not going to be easy. Are you up for it? I don't want lip service. Let your actions speak louder than your words. That's what God is saying. Yeah, man, everybody's starting. Well, a lot of people, a lot of countries, a lot of political parties are starting to realize the wrong turns that they made. Those who they thought would be a good investment or a good partner, they're realizing, yeah, no. How the fuck do I get out of this? That's good though. See, that's the beginning of the healing. It's going on in most of the places that I've checked on. Trinidad, Nigeria, I think it was happening in Ethiopia. Where else did I get that report from? State of Chicago. Where else? I think there was another Caribbean country that God was saying is also doing that. But yeah, a lot of governments right now, a lot of people who make up the government system, they're seeing the error of their ways, and they don't want to carry on in that way anymore. They want to actually do right by their people now, and that's a very beautiful thing. And Ukraine. You know what I noticed? If you've been watching all of these parts of this series, the NATO, when I was doing the NATO reading, the NATO part of the reading, and the Nigeria and Biafra cards came out. We know the story of Nigeria and Biafra. If you don't know, I'll tell you. It's a quick one. So Biafra is just a group of people who belong to Nigeria who decided they wanted their independence. But the truth of the matter is they were being um, they were being led by America. So it's basically a hand of America in Nigeria through Biafra. Okay? So all the Biafra political structure or whatever they had going on, it was actually America that they were taking their orders from. Now when I shuffled the cards to get that message, after I had separated the cards, when I do this thing, at the bottom of the deck was Ukraine. So now what occurred to me is Ukraine is actually like the situation with Ukraine is exactly like Biafra. So it's like Russia, Ukrainians are actually Russians, but they separated from basically their motherland, and they are a hand of America in Russia. Do you understand? So Ukraine is actually run by America. But what they do is they use the people against their own people. So it looks like it's just one people, but really and truly it's another people that's ruling the people through the people that look like the original people. So they use Africans against the Africans. Now they're using Russians against the Russians. So the Ukrainians and the Russians are actually one people. But you know how it goes, divide and conquer. So it's no surprise that there's conflict going on between Ukraine and Russia right now. Because America knows that it can't get a grip on Russia like that. So the Ukrainians, they are carrying out the will of America, I guess, in their conquest to conquer Russia. I assure you, that's not gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. But I did get a reading that said that the people in Ukraine they're actually turning around and starting to do the right thing. But with that one, they were doing it sneakily, but now I understand why. So, the truth of the matter is, America's hand in Ukraine is becoming less and less effective. So maybe it's America that's fighting against Ukraine right now, because Ukraine no longer want to be the saboteur to help America to achieve its sinister goals for Russia. But the America is most likely fighting against Ukraine for no longer wanting to serve them, but blaming Russia, so it looks like it's a Russia-Ukraine conflict, when it's actually an America-Ukraine conflict. I don't have no proof of that, but it makes sense. I didn't get all that by doing any readings. I'm just working out the mathematics in my head of what's more likely to be the truth of what we're seeing. Because I did a reading for Russia and Ukraine, and it did reveal that it was a third party that's putting Russia and Ukraine against each other. So there it is. It's America. So if Russia and Ukraine refuse to fight each other, America's gonna do stuff to Russia and blame Ukraine, or America's gonna do stuff to Ukraine and blame Russia so that they can keep fueling the feud between them two. But I imagine they're getting wiser in these times, and they know that that's how America rolls. So Now it's just America fighting against America, but saying that it's Russia against Ukraine or whatever, however they're trying to spin it. Yeah, everybody's leaving America. Slowly but surely, America soon won't have any friends. Anybody to encourage them or assist them in their bullshit. Destructive bastards. The hell? Alright, so at the bottom of the deck we got this union. So that's the subject matter of this part of Sweden's message. A union. Okay, so the card we got to come out, we have the Rebirth card and we have the Passion card. So yeah, it's you're feeling lackluster because you know you're going in the wrong direction, and you want to feel passionate about life again, passionate about your job again. You know, you want to be able to feel and enjoy life again. Okay, so we got union as the underlying issue. So this union invocation, so it invokes your responsibility. So yeah, you want to take responsibility again, fulfillment. You don't want to be faking, like pretending that you're here for the betterment of the people, but you're actually not. You actually want to be here for the betterment of your people, for real, for real. A lot of countries are doing that now. Yeah. We got the masculine energy, so you're willing to, the masculine energy is the get up and go energy. I'm gonna make this thing happen energy. And what you're gonna make happen? The stability and security of you and your people. Let's see, we got imagination. So you're thinking of ways to ground yourselves and ground your situation. And you want to banish this containment energy, this stuck energy. So you want to get rid of this stuck energy that you've been, yeah, see, more stuck energy, incubation, not going anywhere, not doing nothing, just there. So we got tarot card guidance is bringing you the clearance that you need. So this reading is bringing you the clearance that you need, letting you know that you have the power. You have the power to conquer your shadow. and heal, or conquer these shadow people, these devil people, so that you can bring healing to your foundation, your homeland. Is it? So that was quite straightforward. So yeah, you're feeling passionate about making things right. You can't do it alone, you have to do it with your God. Okay? And once you set out on this journey, there's no turning back. So forget it. If you turn back, you're gonna turn into a pillar of salt. I'm gonna take oatmeal. I tried to make it so that I can drink it, but I put too much oatmeal in there. So we got 2 more decks to bring you information from, and then we're done. Part 5D done. Then we work on France in the next live. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Alrighty, so we got, remember, it is a mission, it's not a competition. That's the subject of this part of your message, Sweden. It's a mission, it's not a competition. So you just need to focus on what you need to deal with. You don't need to look left, you don't need to look right, you need to look within. Okay? What worked for somebody else may not work for you. You need to be in direct contact with your God so you can get instructions. I don't know how many times I put grease on my lips now. So, let's see. And the fact that it's a mission, it's not a competition, means don't rush. There's no need to rush. We need to let go of that lie they taught us about we only live until we're 76 and all these nonsense. We need to take care of ourselves and keep on taking care of ourselves so we can always have our bodies and have our health, have our vitality. Okay, we're not living right, and that's why we die so quickly. Human beings are supposed to be able to live beyond, well beyond 100, well beyond 200, well beyond 300. We're not made to die. We are made to regenerate, but we don't do what we need to do. We don't live how we're supposed to live. So we do not regenerate. We disintegrate. Because I say that to say, it don't make no sense that you put in all this effort to make your place great again and you don't get to enjoy. Okay, so that concept about death, we need to get rid of that. And just live, keep on living, keep on taking care of yourself, and keep on doing what you gotta do to correct what has already gone wrong. It sounds crazy, but what they taught us to believe is crazier than what I'm saying to you. Because what they taught us is a lie. It's because we think that way why we act how we do, and we die when we do. If we change our thinking, we change how we treat ourselves, and we change our lifespan. Our predicted lifespan will be a lot more than 100 years old or 80 years old or 70 years old. That's ridiculous. We're still babies. You want a young looking face, you need to smile more. You want a young looking neck, you need to move yourself more. Muscles get rid of wrinkles. Okay? And if you were overweight and you lost the weight, then that has to be solved, because the skin is a lot looser. Muscle won't fix that. But if you're a regular person, muscles get rid of wrinkles, period. So wherever you see the wrinkles on your body, find a way to activate your muscles, and you see your youth return. Your youthful appearance will return. Simple science. God has given us everything that we need, but we choose to look elsewhere instead of looking in reality for what we need. We look to others. The truth shall set us free. Sweden, they don't want you to get the rest of your messages. They will not succeed. God is mightier. So we got motivation. What is or has been your motivation? The underlying issue, no regrets, victories or lessons. They're all good. Okay? It's time to create a new sound. So whatever has been your motivation up until now, it's not your it's not your motivation at this time. It's time to speak differently to yourself and realize that you cannot please everyone. Okay? And we got imagine performing it live. Do you feel crowd appreciation? So if this new way that you are talking to yourself, aka wanting to make things better, if you were to implement these plans and start to put these things in motion, do you feel that people will appreciate it? That's what this card is saying. Okay? So we have forgive yourself and others. Keep calm and carry on. Okay, so let go of the past. Let go of your mistakes. You're not that person anymore. You were taught wrong. Now you're unlearning and relearning. You're deprogramming and reprogramming yourself. Everybody has had to do that. I had to do that. Everybody. Anybody who is smart enough to know that we're going in the wrong direction, that's the next step that we take. We unlearned the nonsense, and then we found the right information and put that in our database instead. And we live by those rules, those principles. Okay? So God says, sing about what you know about, or talk about what you actually know about. I made this deck for musicians. I made this deck to help out the music industry. So it says sing, but it's actually talk in your situation. Talk about what you actually know about and stop working with you know who. Okay? You need to let them go and do the necessary self-improvements. Educate yourself. What do you need to learn? So going on this new journey, you got some work to do. Okay? But it's gonna be worth it. Alright? So if you're serious about changing the trajectory of your country and your people, if you're serious about disconnecting yourself from these people that you thought were good for you, you will put in the effort that's necessary to make these things happen. Okay? God doesn't want lip service. Let your actions speak louder than your words. This is your last message, Sweden. And then we will close out this live reading. Okay? So you're stuck right now, but there is a way out. But it calls for some heavy lifting. You will be bullied into submission, or they're going to try to. Do not let them succeed, because God is going to protect you. You are children of the Most High God. Child Protective Services, that's you, the adults. God's calling children. It doesn't mean that you're immature. It means you were misguided and therefore your personal development was stunted. So if you were given the right information when they were teaching you the nonsense that they were teaching you at that age, then imagine with the right information what you could have accomplished by now, what you would have learnt by now. But they delayed your personal development, your spiritual development, your moral development by teaching you the wrong things. So now you're starting over, so to speak. Kind of starting from the bottom, okay? Getting it right this time. So that's why God refers to you as children. It's not to be disrespectful. Where anything you're new at, you can call yourself in the child stages. Childhood is a time of experimentation. Okay? I mean, learning never stops, so I guess we're always children. But God didn't say that in a disrespectful way. God wants you to know that He understands that you're just starting out now to get to know this side of yourself, this side of life. Okay? You're gonna need help to navigate and understand. Okay? So make sure you include your God. And do not be ashamed to pray and ask for what you need, even if what you need is a timeout. Me, when I'm handling serious missions, I say a kind of Jesus take the wheel kind of prayer, or Allah take the wheel, or Buddha take the wheel, or whoever you serve take the wheel, you know? Because God sees and knows what we don't. So we just have to give God. That's why I pray the prayer that I pray when I come into these readings too, because I don't know any of this information. I don't know what's happening. I'm learning just as you are learning. This is all new to me, you know. But I allow God to use me. So it's the same way. When you're making these corrections for your country and for your people, allow God to use you, you know. Because we don't know which way to go, whether it's up or down or left or right or in a circle or jagged, or if we should disappear and reappear. We don't know. God knows though, and we know God, and God knows us. So allow yourself to be used by the head creator. Or the one that you recognize as the head creator. Look at how bad NATO is. It took me almost 5 hours to finish talking about NATO. NATO is like that fucking troublemaker in class that's always disrupting the class. America. The bully of the school. The bully of the school of life. Long ass report card. 5 hours took to read their report card. Of all their crimes and their shenanigans and their pompousness. Hey. Being a bad influence on the other students. And when they don't follow their bad behavior, they start to bully them. Ain't that some shit? And That's why we need to call in the headmaster, aka our God. We need to make a complaint. Make some formal complaints. Circulation. Right here. Alright, okay, so we got at the bottom of the deck frightened. Yeah, that's understandable. You're frightened, just know that America is frightened too. You're not the only one that's scared. They're just better at hiding their fears. Okay? And it's been easy for them up till now because we just give them the power because they're so scary. When you start standing up to them, then you're going to see how they're going to start trembling. The more people that stand up to them, then the more they shake and tremble. Because who they going to call on to do their dirty work? That's when they're going to run underground. And if I want to find them, I can find them. Yeah. God can reveal anything. We find out the longitude, the latitude, what country they're close to. We find out how deep down do you have to go to find them. We find out, is the entrance in the middle of a desert? Is the entrance by a tree? Is the entrance by a stone in particular? How do we can find you if we want to, you know? Nowhere to run. And if you blast off in your spaceship, if that is even a thing, we can find you there too. You very naughty people. Alrighty. Okay. Let's check the energy of this card before we continue. Okay, so one is not confused. The subject matter was being frightened. So one is not confused. Okay, let's see the underlying issue. Let's get some more information. So we got addict, frightened, gazer or empty-headed, pretender. Oh, so America, yeah, the instigator, frightened. And they're not confused. See, America knows what's happening. They know that the end draws nigh. Okay? You're welcome, America. I don't know if y'all were wondering but never found out, but this is making it very clear to you how many people are separating themselves from you. They're no longer under your illusions. They're no longer confused by you and your power, your abilities. They're no longer being fooled into thinking that working with you is in their best interest. They have experienced enough of you to know that you are a liar, you are greedy, you're a thief, you're mean, you're just horrible. You are the spawn of Satanism. And you want everybody else to be that too. But you must be the head spawn of Satanism. And you swear that you're happy being it. But you're only happy being it because people support you in your nonsense. But when nobody wants to support you in your nonsense, all of a sudden, the cheese stands alone. Anywho, so somebody is not confused, and it is NATO and America and them people. They're addicted to being frightened too. So it's like, but they're good at pretending, you see. So when you look at them, they'll still come at you with their punches. They'll still come at you with their threats. They'll still come at you to try and frighten you, whilst all the time hiding that they are afraid, that their organization is crumbling. Their power is diminishing. They know what time it is. Okay? So we got instigator, attractive, eavesdropper. So they're attracted to eavesdropping. You must listen. They must listen. Yeah. So we got greedy, gullible, peeping Tom. So look, they're still going to try to bribe you. They're watching, but we got resilient. We got boring. Oh, and we got slutty in the reverse. So, yeah, you're not interested in getting back into no bed with no dirty America. America is filthy, okay? Inside and out. I'm not talking about Americans, I'm talking about the people at the head of operations when it comes to America. Okay? Let's make that clear distinction. They try to make all of America like them, but there's something wrong with these people. Okay? The average American is quite coherent. These people are just sick in the head because people were encouraging their nonsense. They thought they had comrades. So now you're going for your new beginning. You're gonna refuse any yeah. You find any offers they're making boring. You're not going to get back into any connections with them. You're not a slut, Sweden. You want your new beginning, and that's that. Blank slate. You want to start back over. We got miserable, stupid, lazy, closed-minded. Yeah, they're just horrible. That's them. God had a whole bunch of names to call America yesterday. They even disrupted my live feed because it was just every word that came out was just sticking them in their chest. It was just another knife in their chest because they know it's true. And this is them. They're miserable. They're stupid. And now you know. You didn't know that before when you got into agreements with them in the beginning, but now you just see them as a bunch of miserable, stupid, lazy, close-minded cowards. So you know that they're cowards. So good. So take your freedom. Look, all they do is gossip, spread propaganda, talk shit. They're weak-minded. They're liars. They're just disappointments. They are prejudice. And they need to start over again. They need to turn over a new leaf because it's all embarrassing. Okay, America, we can see you for the embarrassment that you are. You heads of America, I should say. We can see you for the embarrassment and the fakes that you are. Yeah, you're just attention seekers. Power hungry, fucking weak ass, little dick. You know them ones? You got little man or little dick syndrome. Yeah? But we can see you clearly for who you are now. And slowly but surely, you are being left out on the playing field by your goddamn self. Nobody wants to play with you anymore. Nah. Idiots. Anyway, that concludes this reading. Tomorrow we look into France to see what God wants us to know, and then we check on Lydenburg. Alright, so thank you so much for joining me. YouTube, we already saw the counter go on at least 1. So whatever bar you set thinking that we'd never reach that number, we reached it at least by once. And now I'm gonna check to see exactly how many times we wrapped around your silly predictions, and I'm gonna post that shit so you can see it as usual. So let's see how well you did. Bye.